Okay, so we will be continuing our discussion from the product knowledge. Okay, now we will be moving on to personal selling process. Okay, so let's start. We will be actually, I think the personal selling process was already tackled in your professional salesmanship, right? So this will be just a review of what you have learned before. It's very crucial. So dapat alam niyo to by heart, okay? So the 7 steps would be prospecting and qualifying, pre-approach, approach, presentation and demonstration, handling objectives, closing the sale, and follow-up. So ano yung prospecting and qualifying? It is to identify qualified potential customers. So take note, qualify, 'di ba? Titignan pa kung bibili talaga siya or may capacity ba talaga siyang bumili or hindi. Then after nun, kapag na-qualify mo na siya, then you have to uh, reach out to that customer, potential customer, learn as much as possible about that customer, and then uh, approach, make a relationship, and then you have to present and demonstrate the story or focus of the customer benefits. And then you have to handle objections or overcome customer objections. And closing the sale. So, of course, kapag ano na, okay na siya, makakabenta ba siya, ano, bibili ka ba? Ano, yun yung call to action. And follow up to ensure customer satisfaction and repeat business. So, let's move on to prospecting and qualifying. So, step 1 is prospecting and qualifying. This is the foundational step of the sales process. Prospecting is the research you do to identify potential customers or companies that might be interested in your product or service. So, it is important for you to distinguish between a lead and a prospect. Anong lead? A lead is a potential buyer who has provided contact information but may not be ready to buy. Whereas a prospect, on the other hand, is a lead who has been qualified and is determined to be ready, willing, and be able to make a purchase. Okay? So, si lead, hindi pa siya sure na bibili. Okay? Si lead, nagbigay lang siya ng contact information para makontak mo siya, pero hindi pa siya prepared or hindi pa siya ready na bumili. Pwedeng kulang pa siya sa budget. Pwedeng marami pa siyang hindi pa niya masyadong kailangan. Mga ganun ba? Pero kapag prospect, ready na siya na bumili, willing and able to make a purchase. Okay? Moving on to the characteristics of a good prospect. So how do you qualify a prospect? A good prospect has several characteristics. First, yan pala. Dito na pala tayo. Lumampas na pala tayo. Ito yung lead versus prospect na sinasabi natin. Potential customers, leads, prospects, and customers. So, merong mga dito na leads, potential customers, si prospects, hindi available to buy, pero hindi pa daw siya bibili. And customers, yun na yung bumili na. Okay? So, moving on dito sa characteristics. Okay? How do you qualify? A good prospect has several key characteristics. First, a want or need must exist for your product or service. Second, they must have the ability and authority to pay. And finally, they must be approachable and eligible to purchase. Yun eh. So, yung willingness to buy, capacity to buy, ayan, sila ba talaga yung merong authority na bumili. Okay? Ano sabi? Want, need. My monthly bill says buying a dumb phone would have been smarter. Ayan lang. So, ito titignan. Does a want or need exist? So, meron ba talagang want or need? No? 'Di ba? Kaya ba niyang bumili? Ano pa, may authority ba siya na bumili? Kasi minsan, 'di ba, kapag kunwari sa couples, binentahan mo yung misis o di kaya yung mister, "Ay, wait lang, tanungin ko muna si misis kung bibili kami." Parang gano'n. So, in most cases, mas maganda kung dalawa kayo, dalawa or yung mag-asawa na lang le-lecture o prepresentan mo ng product or service kasi at least dalawa sila na nandoon na magde-decide na para wala ng alibay. Okay? Pagdating naman sa mga businesses, kapag B2B, meron kasing tinatawag na purchasing officer. So, minsan akala natin yung in-approach natin hindi basta-basta gano'n na porke na taga-loob puwede mo na siyang bentahan. Hindi, kasi wala naman siyang authority na bumili. So, sayang lang yung effort mo. Ang dapat mong ma-contact ay yung mismong purchasing officer o yung merong authority na bumili in behalf ng kumpanya. Or ng business. Okay? And of course, accessibility or approachability or eligible siyang bumili. Baka mamaya, di pala siya eligible bumili. For example, sa mga insurance companies, 'di ba? Maraming mga titignan na factors kung pwedeng mag-avail ng insurance yung isang customer. So, titingnan kung merong history sa medical history, titingnan kung healthy siya. Dahil kapag meron siyang medical history na hindi kaaya-aya, ibig sabihin, hindi siya qualified. Kasi malulugi na gano'n yung insurance. 'Di ba? Alangan na bebentahan mo yung may sakit na, edi lugi, 'di ba? Baka hindi pa siya nakabayad ng premium niya o hindi siya nakabayad ng ano niya, hindi pa buo yung bayad niya is maa-avail na niya agad yung ano na yun, yung insurance or yung claim, makaka-claim na siya agad. So, lugi si company. Okay? Next one, how and where to obtain prospects. So, where do you find prospects? There are many ways to prospect. You can use endless chain method. Anong endless chain method? By asking for referrals. Ito very very common. And networking on social media. So, other common ways include using the internet, ads, direct mail, trade shows, seminars, cold calling, and telemarketing. Moving on to preparation or the pre-approach. So, before you make a call or visit, you must prepare. So, step 2 is the pre-approach. Okay? This involves doing your homework and researching your customer. You should learn as much as possible about their needs and relevant background information about the individual or business. So, research, 'di ba, sa pagbebenta kasi baka mamaya hindi naman pala niya kailangan. Hindi pala niya need, 'di ba? So, you have to get a lot of information muna bago mo siya bebentahan. Kasi sayang yung effort. Okay? Planning a sales call. So, planning a sales call involves 3 main actions. First is gathering information about the prospect and their organization, setting objective or setting specific, realistic, and measurable objectives for the call, and making an appointment with the right person at the right time and in the right place. So, take note, the buyer's time is valuable and so as your time is also valuable. So, you must involve these 3 main actions, 'di ba? Gather information, set the objectives for the call, and make the appointment. So, under ng gathering, information about the prospect or customer as an individual or customers as organization. Doon naman sa setting objectives for the call, dapat specific, realistic, and measurable, time-bound, smart, 'di ba? And making an appointment. Dapat yung makikipagkita sa'yo is, again, tamang tao. Siya yung magde-decide kung bibili ba o hindi, may kakayahan ba siya o hindi, may existing need ba siya o wala, 'di ba? Dapat meron. So, babalikan mo ito, characteristics of a good prospect. Dapat ma-satisfy yun. Okay? Next one is, approach. So, step 3 is approach, where you make your first impression. So, this is a crucial step for building trust. The goal is to establish rapport by introducing yourself, explaining the purpose of your visit, and asking warm-up questions. So, there are 3 common approach methods. First is the premium approach, which is offering a gift at the beginning of the interaction. Bibigay ka daw ng regalo muna. Sabi dito, okay lang na magbigay as appreciation. So, sorry naman kasi I just downloaded this one from, I think, Scribd. Ayan, hindi ko naman na ano, as PDF ko naman na siya na-download. So, yun. So, next one, question approach. Asking a question to get the prospect interested and providing a sample or free trial. So, that's the product approach. Pa-sample para ma-try muna nila. Diba? Okay. So, moving on to presentation and demonstration. So, your research and preparation pay off. Essential elements of the sales call, sorry. So, waiting for the prospect, very first impression, selecting the seat, getting the customer's attention, opening to gain attention, developing a rapport when things go wrong. So, it's very important to make a good impression. So, ito yung gagawin mo. Diba? Next one, identifying or reiterating needs. Discovering the root cause of the need, asking open and closed questions, and spin technique. Okay, next one is offering the solution to the buyer's needs. Okay, so relating the features to benefits, assessing reactions, and making adjustments. And of course, it will build credibility and trust. Okay? Okay, so baka magtataka kayo, ano ba yung spin technique? I think na-discuss na natin to din sa Marman o sa umpisa pa lang, di ba? Ano yung spin? So, situation, questions, problem, implication, and needs. So, first, gagather mo yung basic facts and information about the situation of the customer. Then, once you have a good understanding of the customer situation, you ask questions to identify the problems and pain points. And then, implication, ba? They are used to help customers understand the consequence and impact of their problems, or impact or implication, and then needs. So you ask questions that guide the customer to state the value and benefit of a potential solution in their own words. So yun yung spin technique. Okay? Moving on to presentation and presentation. Okay. Demonstration. Ito na ba yun? Hold on. Presentation pa din. Okay. So presentation and demonstration is when you're already discussing about your product and service, right? You need to propose your sales solution to that pain point na na-identify. Your presentation should be tailored to the customer, focusing on the benefits of your product or service. So you can use product demos, videos, presentations, and other visuals to engage the customers. So at this point, the customer is using the information being shared as part of a suite of possible solutions. Upselling, dito na papasok si upselling and cross-selling. So during the presentation, you can also upsell and cross-sell. Ano mang pagkakaiba ng upsell and cross-sell? So, pag sinabing upsell, it is when you identify a customer's need and offer them an enhanced version of the product or service that provides additional benefits. Pag sinabing cross-selling, ito yung suggestive selling lang, or it is pitching additional products that relate to the one that the customer is considering. Remember, never try to sell a customer something they don't need, as this can cause them to lose trust in you. Take note yun, ah. This one, oh. Oh. So, upsell, ano na ulit yung upsell? Parang enhanced or higher version ng product. Pag cross-sell, something, other product na compatible doon sa main product na binili. Kagaya ng naging example ko nung nakaraang discussion. For example, ang tablet, yung iyong tablet, yung iyong product. So, alam mo kung ano yung mga pwedeng mga generic or other pen. Ano na yung tawag doon? Wala, nakalimutan ko na. Yung pen for the tablet. Yun, pen for the tablet na mas mura kung hindi niya kayang bumili ng same brand. So, that is cross-selling. Basta compatible. Okay? So, yun. Ano ba yan? Merong Tagalog dito. So, next one. Handling objections. Sorry. Characteristics of a strong presentation keeps the buyer's attention, improves the buyer's understanding, helps the buyer remember what was said, offers proof of the salesperson's assertion, and creates a sense of value. So this is the cones of learning. After 2 weeks, we tend to remember. Ano ba? I see and I forget, I hear and I remember, I do and I understand. So after 2 weeks, we tend to remember what? Reading, pinakamababa daw, 10%. Pag pinapakinggan mo daw, 20%. Pag nakikita mo daw, 30%. Kapag we see and hear, pag combination ng see and hear, watching a movie like looking at an exhibit, 50% daw. Pero kapag nag-participate, 70%. And doing a dramatic presentation, simulating the real experience and doing the real thing, 90%. Kaya nga kapag sa mga tech gadgets, 'di ba, kung mapapansin ninyo, um, yung mga phones naka-display na lang sa harap, parang mga pa-sample phone, and then customers can navigate freely yung phone, paano yung feel, titingnan yung camera, i-assess nila kung paano, 'di ba? Hanggang sa ah, ma-simulate nga nila yung real experience kung bumili sila ng ganong klaseng phone. So, yun yung 90% daw ay mariretain. That's the cone of learning. So, how to strengthen the presentation? So, respond to the buyer's unique style. Expressive, colorful, visual, analytical, clean, simple, detailed, amiable, people-filled, slow-paced, drivers, crisp, professional, to the point. So, verbal tools, word, pictures, and stories, mas maganda. Visual tools daw, graphics and charts. You can use graphics and charts. Models, samples, and gifts, catalogs. Alam mo naman mga tao mo, usually visual learning tayo, di ba? Pero mas maganda kapag may product demonstration na merong handout, written proposal, and dealing with the jitters. So, now moving on to handling objectives. So after your presentation, the customer will likely have questions or concerns. So, maganda na yung magaling kang mag-handle ng objections. Kasi hindi naman agad-agad papayag yan eh. Siyempre, kung ikaw naman bibili ka ng pagkamahal-mahal na gamit, 'di ba? Siyempre marami kang agam-agam as a as a customer. So marami kang katanungan o medyo hindi ka pa sure, 'di ba? So a good salesperson or good salespeople view these as opportunities to better understand and respond to the customer's needs. So, pag yung mga ibang salesperson daw takot, pero kung talagang magaling ka, titignan mo siya as an opportunity para mas maliwanagan sila doon sa product mo. Okay? So how will you do that? You need to acknowledge their views and respond with solution. You need to ask questions to find ways to address their concerns, restate the customer's objection, allowed to reduce its impact, and be prepared with responses to common objections. So ideally, you will be prepared for what customers will say and be ready to respond. For example, sorry, I don't have the time today. No problem. I'm more than happy to book you a 10-minute meeting later in the week. Diba? Ang galing niyang mapipilitan na siyang umuo. Okay? So, closing the sale. So, ito pa, what is the objection? Ayan. The most important and sometimes challenging part is closing the sale, of course. Kasi ito na yung tatanungin. Ito na yung $1 million question. 1 million peso question. Bibili ka ba? Diba? If you've convinced them that your product meets their needs, you can close by agreeing on the terms and finishing the transaction. So, merong mga ways. Ano yung 3 ways na yon? Alternative choice. So, assume the sale and offer 2 options, whether both lead to a purchase. where both lead to a purchase. For example, will you be paying with cash or card? Diba? Will you be paying the whole fee upfront or in installment? Will that be cash or card? Would you like me to wrap that for you? Ayan. Pag extra inducement, offer something extra to encourage the purchase, such as a discount or a free month of service. Okay? So, ayun, kapag bibili ka ng ganito, may free month, ganun. Free month of service or a discount. Or standing room only close. Sense of urgency dito. The price will be going up after this month or we only have 6 spots left. Or limited edition kasi to, kaya konti na lang yung stocks namin. Kayo din. Ganun. Okay? Follow up. So again, di natatapos sa sales. Diba? Sabi ko yan. Meron pang after sales pa nga yan eh. So a follow-up, even after the sale is made, the customer journey continues. Step 7 is follow-up, which is crucial for ensuring customer satisfaction and retaining customers. Follow-up can include sending a thank you note, calling to confirm the product was received in good condition, or checking in to make sure the service has met their expectations. Okay, so that's it. End of discussion. So again, Q&A during face-to-face. See you.